our objectives is to provide education, training, and information to our members, and not members alone, and to the general public about cooperatives. So that's why we are organizing this webinar with one of our professional, Mr. Tom. We discovered that cooperative, we have our .coop domain and other things about cooperative. And also, we know that in this area now, the whole world is now clamoring for AI, use of artificial intelligence. So that's why we organize this training, and now we employ every one of us to pay full attention. And then after Mr. Tom's presentation, we are going to have chance to ask our questions and I believe he is going to do justice to that. So yes, I believe that. So Mr. Tom, you can go ahead now.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's wonderful to be invited to talk with you all today, and I very much appreciate your attention and for you to joining us today. And I hope that this meeting will be very valuable to you, and that the information I present will form a good starting point to understand more about this topic. I also believe that the presentation materials might be made available so that you can continue to do some research and forward the possibilities that your cooperatives have when it comes to cooperative identity and the AI tools. I'm just going to share my screen if I can. There we are. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. So this is the theme of the session today, is cooperatives, AI, and identity. I will just check that everybody can see my screen. Is anything blocking your view?
Yeah, we can see. I can see it very clear.
Well, brilliant, excellent. Okay. Great. So I will just let you know a little bit about today's discussion. I'll condense some of the time since we have about an hour and a half ahead of us today. My name is Tom Ivy, and I am the Community Development Manager at .coop, and I've been with the organization for 10 years next year. And it's been a fantastic 10 years. I originally came into the cooperative world via the world of banking. So it was a big culture change for me. And I've always said that joining the cooperative ecosystem globally has felt very much like coming home. It's felt very much like a principled and value-led global network, and it's been a pleasure of mine to be involved in promoting the identity assets around the world for the last decade. So I will go through a little introduction here for 10 minutes, and then I will move on to the theme of identity assets, what the work that Corporation does, and its position in Africa. At the moment, we are in a period of intense change, as many of you know, and we're also in a period of strong development. We have many plans that are going to come into fruition this year and are going to put us in a strong position in the coming years. So I'll tell you a little bit about that for the first part of this session. For the next part after this, we will look at some case studies on cooperative identity in Africa. I've managed to find a group of good case studies, many of them based right where many of you are in Nigeria. So I will hope that maybe some of you that will be on the call will be in the case studies. It would be great to hear from you if you are. And then the second section of the session today will be about cooperatives, digital transformation, and AI. This is an incredibly broad topic with a very fast-paced period of growth and change at the moment. So In the time allowed, we'll only really be able to gloss over the key themes, but I will focus primarily on the way that cooperatives and AI will meet and how they can be both a beneficial power and also can be a cause for challenge, and for us to think hard about how cooperatives are going to be a leadership force in the world of AI. And then lastly, we'll have some time for questions and discussion as well. I'll make sure that I don't overrun. I tend to speak at length, and so I'll keep a close eye on the time today. So before we begin with the Dot Corporation LLC history, a little bit of backstory of what we do, I like to start off this session by inviting you all to use the chat as much as you can to bring this conversation to life. I don't want it to just be me talking the whole way through, which I'm sure would be quite boring for many of you. So please do use the chat. I will be asking questions, and I will be posing those questions in the chat today. So you will be able um, to respond there, and I hope that you'll be able to tell us a little bit more about yourselves. So I'd like to start off by asking if anybody is already part of an organization that is using a .corp domain, then please drop in the chat which one you are using, and please tell us why you've chosen that one in particular. It'd be great to address that in the case study section. And lastly, please also introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're tuning in from, and which cooperative you're a member of. And I'll have a little look at those in a second. So thank you very much. Just going to move this over to the slide out of the way. There we are. Okay. So just to start off with, Dot Corporation LLC is the organization that I work for, and we are the global steward of the .corp and .credit union top level domain names and the global cooperative mark. And I'll tell you a little bit about how those work in a second. We operate across the whole globe in over 95 countries, and we are a very small team, and I'll tell you a little bit about our team here. So, of course, there's only 6 of us, and we are managing our global presence. I am the Community Development Manager, and many of you will probably have known Violetta Nafpaktiti, our CEO. We were both present along with Finn McCullough, who is our Customer Service and Products Manager. We were present in Rwanda, in Kigali, back in 2018 for the ICA conference. And do say hello in the chat if we saw you there. If we've met you in person already, it would be great to see you again. Our senior accountant and finance officer is Morris. He is actually from Malawi, and we are excited to be involved with the ICA Africa office this autumn. Some of you may be attending the Ministerial Cooperative Conference, which will be in Nairobi in Kenya at the start of October. We are hoping that Morris will be in attendance. So if you happen to be at that conference, if you happen to attend, please say hello to Morris. We are beginning a new chapter of our partnership with Africa, and we're beginning with a big campaign to understand the challenges and the requirements of the cooperative ecosystem in Africa so that we can better tailor our resources to meet those challenges. So I'm sure if you do see Morris there, then please do say hello, and we'll be excited to understand a little bit more about your own particular challenges and how we can help solve them. Also in the call today, joining me is our admin officer and customer support representative, Alex. He will be assisting in making sure that everything goes smoothly. I appreciate him being here today. And lastly, we have Destiny Crawford, who is our administration officer. So that is the small team that we have that manages the Dot Corporation's global infrastructure. Just a little timeline here for you now. So for those of you that don't know, Dot Co-op was launched as a dedicated namespace for the cooperative movement way back in 2002. And this was a collaboration between NCBA Clusa and PopTel, which was a tech worker co-op in the UK. And when .com was opened up to break its hold over the internet so that there could be more different domain names and more websites being created, they chose from a list of 20 or so new domains to be launched at that time. And .coop was actually one of those that was chosen. The reason it was chosen was because the cooperative network has a global identity. There was a ready and waiting community of global businesses that they looked at and said that, yes, this community will need its own place on the internet. And so .coop was launched. And that's begun the journey of .coop now as being a verified specific place on the internet just for cooperatives. And since then, we've been growing and growing. The launch of the Global Cooperative Mark followed in 2013. And there we had a logo for the worldwide cooperation as an ICA asset. And this was developed. And we became the manager of the Cooperative Mark as well on behalf of the ICA in 2014. And this was due to the fact that we operate, probably that we know of, one of the only global verification services that is able to authenticate cooperatives on a global scale, which we do through a series of verification partners. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that. In 2020, Corporation, we acquired the credit union, sorry, the credit union domain name from CUNA, which is the Credit Union National Association of the USA. And we've been managing all of those tools in a bundle together as the cooperative identity assets. So if you hear me say that term, that's what I mean by the domains and the mark. So we are jointly owned by the International Cooperative Alliance. 50% of us is owned by them, and also 50% by NCBA-CLUSA, which is the Association for Cooperatives in the USA. And which means we are 100% owned by two of the biggest cooperative federations and representative bodies in the globe. And we operate as a TLD registry, which is a wholesaler of the .coop domain name. We hold the license for it. And we sell those domains through a network of retailers around the world, which are called registrars. And we also, some of you that might have a .coop domain might have done business with an organization called domains.coop, and that organization is our own in-house retailer. So just before I go on to talk a little bit about domain names, I'd just like to check the chat here and see what people are saying. So of course, I know Ravi Ghosh from Bangalore in India. It's good to see you from a different part of the world. Great to see you here, Ravi. We have Victor from Nigeria and Bright also from Nigeria. So it's great to, hopefully we'll see, you'll recognize the case studies that we do a little bit later on. And we also have more people from Nigeria here as well. It's great to see you from Lapo Staff Multipurpose Cooperative. And great. And we've also got somebody that's looking at joining the cooperative movement, which is excellent. I'm always really happy to see when people are fresh to joining the cooperative movement. It reminds me of the days when I joined for the first time. So why have a .coop domain name? This is one of the key questions that they asked when we looked to set up this domain space. And as I said before, the .coop is the internet's official identity for cooperatives. So it's exclusive just to verified cooperatives and representative organizations, which means if you see the .coop, that organization has been through a process, which means they are authenticated. And we do that via our authentication partners, which can be apexes, organizations within the region that they operate, and we confer with them to ensure that the .coop domain name is authenticated. And our domain name is endorsed by the International Cooperative Alliance, the ICA, and I will be talking a little bit more about the strategy for 2030 that the ICA are currently working on at the moment. And most importantly, the use and the availability of having our own web space online just for cooperatives is the fact that it creates visibility, trust, and legitimacy for the movement and creates our own area to do operation with online. And this, when we start talking about AI, having a principles and values-led part of the internet is going to be critical to the future of the internet within the next 10 years.
Hi, Tom. Sorry to interrupt. I think there might be an issue with the screen share. I don't know if anyone else is seeing that. There's some sort of blocks on parts of the screen that's cutting out some of the content.
Yeah, so I can see that. Let me see if I can move this out the way. Because yeah, it is getting in the way of the screen share, isn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, just a
Um,
little.
there we go. What I'll do is I think for now I'll just make sure if it is blocking any part of the screen share, I'll just move it out of the way for now. And hopefully that does that make it a little bit more visible?
Yeah, some of the text, but it looks a bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Good to have some backup there. So the cooperative movement was a pioneer in securing our namespace on the internet back in 2002. As I said before, when they first opened up the internet, there were only 20 namespaces, and what has really changed over the last 20 years is the architecture of the internet and the way that business is done with on the internet. And I'm sure many of you will also agree with me to say that the last 20 years, the rapid pace of change has been such that it's almost unrecognizable to look at the business, sort of the business environment that we operate in compared to the turn of the millennium. I think that has also been increasingly pushed forward by the pandemic and other shocks to the global economy that we are currently going through. Not to mention, I think the climate issues and the weather challenges that I think Nigeria are facing in particular at the moment, which we've seen on the news. So one of the key things that has changed about the internet now is the fact that there isn't just 20 top level domains. There are now thousands available online. And this has caused a huge amount of choice to be opened up, and new top level domains are being launched all the time. And this actually opens up a lot of possibility for using .coop domains. When I started, there was almost no awareness of the alternative domain names out there in general. The grip of .com was such that even if you tried to put an alternative domain name into a web form or a search engine, sometimes it wouldn't be recognized. And that's changed now. People are a lot more aware of the choice that you have, and we don't have those barriers to use that we used to have. So this has opened up a lot of possibility and a lot more attractiveness for using an alternative domain name such as .coop. And I think this will only increase as the choice becomes greater and greater, and the amount of content that gets created becomes greater. Having that own specific area just for cooperatives online is going to be even more important. So by talking about global cooperative verification, we verify every single .coop domain user, and we verify the eligibility through our network of national and sectoral cooperative apex organizations, and we conduct audits through them. And so we have our partners, and we go to our partners and we ensure that the cooperatives that are joining the system are legitimate. And we have over 5,000 cooperatives verified across, well, I said 93 countries, and this list has actually grown to over 95 now. And our verification provides this trusted credential for cooperatives that are using not only the .coop domain name, but also the mark. Many people say that they don't feel like they would be viable for a .coop domain name because they're either not from a cooperative specifically, or they are not organized as such. But actually, we have a verification system that allows a bit more flexibility than that. You can have a .coop domain if you're a legally registered cooperative, first of all, but also a federation of cooperatives. And thirdly, if you are an individual or an organization that is principally dedicated to supporting or serving cooperatives, then you also can be eligible for a use of a .coop domain name. And the simple steps to verification are simply that you'll receive an electronic form via an email from the .coop registry. And once we've received confirmation, we will then work to pass the verification together with you. And it can be as simple as providing bylaws something like that, to confirm your democratic cooperative structure. And many of the global peers around the world are seeing the value in using .coop and pushing forward the cohesive global identity that we now have, and using the mark actively to promote the cooperative ecosystem, both domestically and abroad. And we have organizations across the world, such as not only the owners, ICA and NCBA, but also apex organizations such as CMC in Canada and NCUI, the National Union of Cooperatives in India, which I'm sure you'll be happy for me to mention, Ravi. So we are, as an organization, and as I'll be discussing today in this session, so much more than just a domain provider. We started off with a mission to grow the cooperative identity assets and to manage the range of cooperative tools, which we do on behalf of all cooperatives globally. But our mission is also, a key part of it is to support cooperative identity. And this is what we will be doing, very much increasing our support for the nations in Africa in the coming years, because our purpose is to unite and strengthen the global cooperative community through our shared identity. And with this identity as our foundation, we're aiming to foster that solidarity and that collaboration worldwide. Supporting this mission is one of our key projects, which is the Cooperative World Map. And some of you might have already seen the world map or been on the links and seen the ICA's promotion of this tool. I will refer to it a little bit more later on in the session. But it is an up-to-date digital map that aspires to unite and showcase all the cooperative identities around the world. And it is a big ambition, very big ambitious project to have all cooperatives on the world at the moment, but we are opening up avenues for not only bringing in data partners that are able to share their data on cooperatives in their local regions, but also this year we have a strategic objective to create a channel for independent cooperatives to also join the map and to place themselves on a global tool that is visible to the whole world. And this will open up all new opportunities for the creation of platforms and visibility that will allow the cooperative ecosystem to thrive. So our main services, just to summarize, is of course the .coop and .credit union domains and the mark, but also this world map, which we started only in November last year. It was launched in New Delhi at the ICA beginning of the International Year of Cooperatives. And also 6 months ago, we relaunched stories.coop, which is a website dedicated to promoting and showcasing cooperative stories from around the world. And I will show you briefly now, just open up the page to show you stories.coop. This is the website as it has been launched, and I'm showing you an example story, which I'll talk about a little bit later in our case studies. This is Total EMP Nigeria, a multi-purpose cooperative society, who submitted one of the first stories for stories.coop when we were first setting up the project. And they've been able to submit a story which you can go to the link there, stories.coop, and search for a growing co-op in Nigeria. You'll be able to read about that story. You can go to the stories part of this website and actually submit a story and see the guidelines here. So if you would like your cooperative to be featured here, then all you need to do is submit a story and we will publish it as time goes on. We have a bit of a backlog, but we will publish this story on this website for it to be read all over the world. Okay, so I'll start to talk about the problem of cooperatives, but I realize I've been speaking a little bit now for a while, so I'd like to give people a chance to talk a little bit in the chat. And before we go on to have a look at the picture of Africa, I would like to ask, what specific challenges do you feel the cooperatives face in your region or your local area? I would like to begin our investigation of how the .corp organization can support Africa. So please, if you'd just like to think of the primary challenge that your cooperative is facing at the moment, and put it in the chat for me, and hopefully we'll be able to just get a little bit of awareness here. We've got some more people introducing themselves. That's great. We've got some more people from Nigeria. Fantastic to see you. So yes, so I will go into the problem for cooperatives, but yes, please do put your challenges in the chat, and we'll come back to those. So when we first began discussing how we would meet the challenges of the global cooperative community as an organization, we realized that after 20 years of experience in the world of cooperative identity and branding and digital services, we heard of a lot of specific issues that were challenging for cooperatives. And we aim to create the solutions, or to provide opportunity for cooperatives to address those challenges through our services. One of the chief problems that cooperatives had, that they were telling us when we were attending events and we were holding webinars such as this, was that cooperatives know that they have a difference, but they don't know how to use it to their advantage. They know that they're structured differently, that they are principled and valued-led organizations. However, they don't know how to turn that into an economic advantage, how to showcase it in the most effective way, and how to make sure that they can use it to enhance their own benefit. And not only that, but cooperatives also are often unaware of the assets that are already available to them. So they set themselves up as a cooperative business, but they don't know that there are these international branding tools and international solutions that are available to help them have an edge, particularly in those first tricky 5 years when an organization is at most risk of failing. If it is brand new, the first 5 years are the most critical. And that any opportunity or any edge that a cooperative can have in that time period is very beneficial. And so recognizing this in particular, cooperative apexes such as Co-ops UK in the UK here, and I learned this when I was in Manchester a few months ago for the ICA's global conference and congress. Cooperative apexes are recognizing this challenge and are making it a key priority to develop cooperatives in the digital space, and to ensure that there's a place online for these businesses that are guided by the principles and values. So this is now being a key part of a key growth strategy, and you can use the you can see the source here to go and have a read of how some cooperative apexes such as Co-ops UK are writing this into their growth strategy. And one of the key things we learned from the Manchester conference was that cooperatives need simple, easy, and effective solutions to identity and digital services, critically from trusted providers that understand them. And we'll see more of this when we start looking at the AI section of the webinar, because having providers that are able to offer digital solutions tailored for cooperatives, or that match with the principles and values of cooperatives, is a big challenge in the current global digital space. And I think it will likely become more and more of a challenge, depending on the way that the sort of the leadership organizations within the identity manage the challenges we're facing now. There we go. So not only the apex organizations, but also the ICA strategic plan to empower the future of cooperatives up to 2030 is currently in process. One of the most important things for us here at .coop that has come out is that in its short-term outcomes, the ICA has committed to supporting the mission of .coop, principally through uniting the identity and branding of cooperatives worldwide, through increased use of .coop and its mark as a standard and label for global verification, and support it via marketing communication tools. So it is a global strategy now to really advance the agenda and identity of cooperatives through the use of our digital tools and through the use of the mark as a badge of cooperative business. And this, of course, is supported in the year that we're in right now, the International Year of Cooperatives 2025. And we are celebrating, to celebrate the IYC 25, we have launched not only Stories.coop, but the Global Cooperative World Map, which will feature cooperatives and support organizations from around the world, which I've previously mentioned, but we will be able to see in action in a little bit when we look at the state of Africa and its position in the global identity platform. So let's have a look now at the picture in Africa, and we'll have a look at some case studies here as well. And I hope that we'd be able to show some great examples of the identity tools in use right there in Nigeria for those who are joining us from Nigeria. So this is a snapshot of Africa currently on the Cooperative World Map. So one of the interesting points about Africa at the moment is that currently all of our information and data on African cooperatives comes via .coop domain registrations. That is one of the places where we source our data from. Around the world, we often have organizations called data providers, and these are federations or membership bodies that are able to provide their data on their national cooperative networks, and we place those on the map. And as you can see in India there, we have a number of different data providers from India which have given us over 30,000 different cooperatives currently in India, and we are growing that number as well. So our ambition is to grow this in Africa, and we are hoping to have at least begun a series of relationships with data partners by the end of this year to exponentially increase, to grow the domain use and also the data of African cooperatives all around on the world map, to increase that presence and visibility of the networks across the country. So the current number of .coop using cooperatives in Africa is at 51, and in the top three countries that are using the domain, Kenya has the most, currently centered around Nairobi of 22. I'm happy to say that Nigeria is currently in second place with 14 different domain using organizations. We'll have a little look at those in a second. And South Africa with 8 is in third place. And just before we have a look at some case studies, I'm just going to check the chat here to see if we've got one of the challenges. So we've got some challenges that have been raised here. Is awareness in Nigeria? Absolutely. So that's good to know, because awareness is something that can be easily met with awareness campaigns. A lot of people in Nigeria don't see the benefit of cooperative. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, and indeed, in fact, that's a similar issue that we have in the UK. A lot of people feel that a cooperative is actually a single retail business, which is called the co-op, and they don't actually realize it's a separate business structure. So I think that's an issue we see in a lot of places. We have here, so thank you for that, Bright. We have inadequate funding for tech adoption. Yes, so funding is a critical issue. Again, we'll talk about that in the AI section. Limited collaboration with tech startups. Yeah, that's also, we'll talk a little bit about that in AI section. Weak policy support for digitalization. Yes, we often find that policy or a top-down approach can lag behind the real pace of development and the real requirements of the particularly grassroots organizations. So that's a familiar challenge, definitely. And a lack of standardized digital tools. Yes, and low digital literacy. Yes, again, we'll talk about that as well when it comes to AI and how AI can affect that. But a key challenge, definitely. And yes, so we have another challenge that we're facing here. Is like to look at the principle of cooperation among cooperatives. So principle 6, that's my favorite principle. We'll talk a little bit about why that is as well. And we have a large number of cooperatives that fail to come together to pursue common goals. Yeah, this is a really big challenge. It's something that I see raised again and again when we attend events and sort of online sessions. And it's often the case of cooperatives can be working away in their own silos, completely unaware of the other cooperatives around them or other organizations working maybe even to the same goal. They can be duplicating work, but they're doing this completely unaware of other cooperatives that are doing the similar things. So awareness and cooperation between cooperatives is something that we can really build upon. A partner of ours called Small World in the US, Rob McClinton, often says that Principle 6 is the cooperative superpower, that we work together, and facilitating that and encouraging that is going to be critical, I think. And then lastly, we have many cooperatives suffer from leadership issues and lack of transparency. And distrust. Yes, absolutely. There can be many issues when it comes to the way that cooperatives are run, and also critically with this is the issue of association. If one cooperative is seen to collapse or for there to be problems, this can often affect other cooperatives in the same movement, even if they're unrelated. We saw an issue with that in the UK, here where I'm based, with the collapse of the cooperative bank, which went on to really colour people's perception of cooperatives in this country. Though I'm happy to say, through the work of a dedicated team, that the cooperative bank in the UK has now been remutualized. And I learned about that back in Manchester a few months ago. So bringing our focus back now to Nigeria, let's have a look at how some of these cooperatives are using the cooperative identity tools. So I'd like to start off with our generous hosts today, Ogscofed Cooperative. Let's have a look at their website. So this is the website that they have, and it's using, as you can see at the top left-hand corner, it's using the .coop domain name. And this is a very well made, it's a very modern website with a lot of resources on it, which is fantastic. And what I really like about this website is that they include a short history of the cooperative movement, which helps to educate those people that are visiting the site for the first time, that are maybe not understanding entirely of how cooperatives are run. And I see that there's a section here that draws attention to the fact that cooperatives of the modern movement were founded in Rochdale, which is a few hours drive north of where I am. I always feel quite proud to see to see this mentioned. So yes, I think that's a fantastic start for a website here from Ogscofed. So that's a great example in Nigeria. The next one I'd like to have a look at is Odua Cooperative Conglomerate. And this example, do we have anybody from Odua Cooperative Conglomerate Limited? If you've joined the chat and you're from this organization, please say hello. We'd love to hear your voice. And this is, again, a very modern and effective website that highlights their regional recent events. And I think this is important because it's Principle 6, cooperation among cooperatives, is most effective when organizations are reaching out as part of the community and being visible and public and forging those chains between organizations. And this is very possible when it comes to events. They also have a link here with a list of all of their businesses that they're currently using. Their .coop domain is very effective in the fact that it tells you exactly what the organization is, and it's highlighted by the fact that they have .coop to showcase the authenticated cooperative nature. This is an organization that you'll probably be well aware of. This is Crason. I'm sure many of you will have been to the Nigerian National Cooperative Awards Symposium and exhibitions. You might have even heard me speak digitally there and spoken with Victor, who has been someone that's provided digital services for us in the past. I'm not sure if you might be a participant today, Victor. I haven't yet seen your name, but please say hello. If you're there, it'd be good to hear from you again. What I like about the Crason.coop website here is it's not only a very effective website, but it also has a page with resourceful links. Now, from a digital internet perspective, having links on your website that link back and forward between other cooperative organizations can be an effective way to improve your SEO. Your SEO is search engine optimization, and having a regularly updated website that has active live links going between yours and other websites of your partners or affiliates, which have people traveling to and from those websites and your website, all help to tilt the algorithm in your favor when it comes to being found on search engines such as Google. So having links like that is one of the key things that you can do to help improve your SEO, your on-page SEO in a cost-effective manner. So I think that was a great thing that's showcased here by the Crasson website. Another example here, I've already mentioned this organization is Total Energies and Total Upstream. This is an organization that have submitted their story to stories.coop. So I recommend absolutely follow their example, and you can submit your stories there. They're using the cooperative mark as well as an integral part of their brand identity, which all helps for people to recognize the fact that these are cooperative businesses. And the more voices that join the choir of use of the mark and the domain, the stronger that voice will become, and the greater that global impact will be as it grows and grows. Just a couple more examples here as well. So this is an African tech workers cooperative, and this is a platform designed to empower African tech workers by offering direct access to secure, high-quality projects. So this is an organization that is setting out to put African tech workers into those high-quality projects. They have a very effective website. They are present across multiple social media platforms here, which is making sure that they are visible on the global level. And what I really like about their domain name here is that it's a very effective way of getting their message across. Excuse me. Their domain name tells you absolutely everything you need to know about this organization, where they're based, the sector of work that they're operating in, and the fact that they are also a cooperative. And if you think about it, if you see that link on a website, or you see that website address on a card or a leaflet somewhere, that website address is telling you something about everything almost about that organization that you need to know. If it was a simple acronym with a .com, people would not know much about your business just from seeing the web address. So that's a very effective way of getting that information across. So I don't know if anybody in the meeting today is from this organization, but please say hello if you are. And lastly, we have an example here of an African tech workers cooperative, platform cooperative. This is Niche Cooperative Housing. And they are using nichehousing.coop as their domain name, which is a very effective domain name. They have a very modern website, which is using their platform. You can create an account and actually set up your service with them through their website. So this is an example of a very modern system of a cooperative operating its services using its website as its platform. So a very excellent example. You can go and have a look at how that they've set their website up here to service their own cooperative. So a great example there. So I don't think anybody's spoken out. So sadly, I'm not sure if we have anybody from the cooperatives in question. But no, we just got some information there. So, but never mind.
Hello, Tom.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, I can say I'm from Oxcofed. Yeah, we say Cooperative Federation, and then
Yes.
also, if you check your chat box, you will see our subdomain also for the youth cooperative.
Yeah. Excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great to have Oxcofed there, and thank you again for hosting the session here. And we also have the subdomain for the Youth Cooperative Network as well, so you can follow those links and have a look and check out the great websites that they have. So thank you very much for that. Great to know. Wonderful. So So that's we've sort of come to the halfway point now here of the session. So that is a sort of an update of the dot cooperative, the dot coop tools and the situation that we currently have in Africa. So as I said before, we are embarking on a new period within the identity tools for African cooperatives to join the global tools, to join the cooperative world map. And we will be very much appreciative if you have requirements or insight into the challenges in your own particular sectors and your own particular regions, then please do get in touch with us, and we'll look forward to either speaking to you directly about it or perhaps even meeting you in person if you're at the Ministerial Congress. So we're about to change the theme, and I'm going to talk a little bit more directly about AI. And so I would like to say that as well today, just to help me out as well, you can also put in the chat box if there is any specific assistance from .coop and our organization that would be of most benefit to you. Be it specific training, some global visibility, if you have some data you would like to add to the map, guidance or otherwise, then also please do let us know in the chat, and it will help us guide and tailor our approach to meeting the challenges of Africa. And specifically, you can also reach out to me via email after this session. I'll provide my email address at the end so that anybody can reach out to me independently as well. So without further ado, I think we have about 30 minutes now. I will begin the section on cooperatives, AI, and identity. So to begin with, I'll talk a little bit about. Sorry, I've gone way back to the start. Not quite sure why that happened. We'll just click through. There we go. So to begin with, let's all get on the same page when it comes to the definition of what AI is, because AI is a term that's become extremely broad, very, very muddy waters when it comes to knowing specifically what we mean when we term AI. So I will offer a little brief sort of summary here of some of the key themes. So the source for this is IBM.com, and they highlight the fact that artificial intelligence, or AI, is technology that enables computers and machines to simulate human learning, comprehension, problem solving, decision making, creativity, and autonomy. So that is the sort of a high level definition of what AI is. And this definition has changed dramatically since the 1950s. Initially in the 1950s, artificial intelligence, as the term was coined, to define human intelligence or human-like intelligence that was exhibited by machines. So machines, as computing developed, it started to take on some of the traits of human intelligence, and this is when the term was dubbed. By the time it got to the 1980s, computing technology had advanced enough that AI transitioned into machine learning. And this was a system where AIs were able to learn from historical human-generated data. So they were taking data that had already been put on into the systems by human beings, and and the AI systems were learning from those. And this developed further and continued to increase in complexity and in ability. By the time we got to the last decade, this had transitioned again and developed into deep learning. And this had got to the point where machine learning models had evolved to such a scale that they could actually mimic human brain function. So the functions or the architecture that we see in neurological systems was being mimicked by machine learning models, which was an incredible pace of growth and development. And this pace of growth and development has only increased exponentially. In the last 5 years, we've started to see the widespread understanding, or the widespread awareness of the term generative AI. And what we see here now is that these deep learning foundational models of AI are now not only mimicking human brain function, but are able to create original content. based off the data information that they've learned before. So we now have AI software that is able to independently create, which is a huge leap forward. Well, if you want to see it as a leap forward in terms of the capability of AI. But this, of course, has led to a fierce debate and discussion on not only the manifest advantages and benefits that AI can bring, but also the a big warning for the challenges that AI brings, the changes to society and the way that we see human interaction, and also the problems of the capture and use of AI in the future. So that's a little bit of an overview. One thing I'd like to ask in the chat as well, put in the chat, has anybody used one in daily work? Because one of the most obvious and sort of available forms of AI that we've seen are large language models, or LLMs. And what examples of these would be ChatGPT, Grok on X, or the Google search assistant function. I'm sure many of you might have seen these, and let me know if anybody is actually finding a place for these in their day-to-day work. Has anybody actually even integrated it into their business systems? That would be very interesting to hear if you have. But we will look at some examples as well. So the best way to understand, I think, the challenges and the benefits of AI and cooperativism is to map it to the 7 cooperative principles. How can AI benefit and challenge the current cooperative ecosystem, and how can it influence the very core of what it means to be a cooperative, i.e. the 7 cooperative principles? So I'll go through each of the principles and look at how we can have some benefits and challenges posed by innovation in AI technology. So first of all, open membership. This is a key principle as number 1 in the cooperative values and principles. For the benefits of AI, very much here, AI can help to reduce barriers to entry membership of cooperatives. For example, by providing translation tools or accessibility support, making it easier for people from different backgrounds, from different abilities, maybe those with disabilities or languages, to be able to participate. AI can provide an opportunity here for people to be more participatory when it comes to being part of a membership of cooperatives. And this is something that AI can readily provide the solutions for. There are, however, challenges in the fact that if the AI systems are trained with a bias, then they may also find a way to exclude or disadvantage certain groups of society. For example, with facial recognition or inaccessible interfaces, this could actually mean that AI becomes a barrier to certain people becoming part of the membership of cooperatives. So there is some opportunity here, but also some key challenges to address. The second principle is democratic member control. So a benefit here is that AI can help process large amounts of member data and member feedback. It can provide insights in the way that would really allow more collaborative decision making. It can present data or key decisions and information in a way that makes it much more accessible or understandable for a majority of the members, which would help to increase participation. However, the challenge with that is that if AI is treated as a kind of a central hub or a filter for the processing large amounts of data or decisions, then we risk centralizing that decision making into the hands of certain experts or managers of the organization, which could in fact have the opposite effect of undermining democracy within the membership. That is a key risk that users of AI would need to be aware of when it came to managing democratic control. The third principle is member participation. So this is a key challenge. I know that many organizations will say openly that only a very small part of their membership are actively engaged. And that's been a challenge for, I think, as long as there's been cooperatives. AI can assist in increasing member participation. It can help to reduce operating costs and can help find value in membership and help members in understand what sort of value that their cooperatives would like to return to them, and can help even develop AI-driven products and services that would be member-owned, which would be key to increasing member participation and giving open access to all. The main challenge with operating AI within their own cooperative is the fact that now co-ops may have to rely on proprietary AI from big tech firms. So if a large proportion of value that is being paid to operate these AI solutions is being paid by the cooperatives to non-cooperative business, then we're seeing value being extracted out of the cooperative ecosystem, which is a big challenge. Sorry. The fourth principle is autonomy and independence. So again, AI here, there is a big opportunity for open source and cooperative AI projects to allow co-ops to maintain their independence from corporate control and to maintain their independence as working only with other cooperative entities. And when I was in Manchester, I was talking with some tech provider experts who were saying one of their key focuses is to provide bottom of the stack to top of the stack cooperative solutions, meaning that a cooperative would be able to rely on values and principles led solutions for all aspects of their operation. They wouldn't have to have a part of their operation managed or sourced from an organization that doesn't share their same values and principles. However, there is a challenge with the fact that without active investment, the AI literacy being confined to just a few organizations now is going to only exacerbate the imbalance of power and make sure that these organizations are only going to consolidate their influence. So new solutions and cooperative solutions to these tools is going to be very much required if the cooperative ecosystem is going to thrive in its autonomy. Principle number 5, education, training, and information. This one is probably one of the most talked about benefits of AI, in the fact that AI can serve as a knowledge equalizer, and it can give members access to affordable training, legal guidance, and cooperative education materials. All sorts of information is available at the touch of a button now. However, there's a big challenge with that, in the fact that there may be dependency or misinformation being used through the education of people through AI systems. We need to have enough checks and balances in place so that the kind of information reaching people via AI systems is the correct information, and it's not information that is being biased or corrupted in some way to provide false or even damaging guidance. And that's a big challenge. So again, we go to principle 6, and we've spoken a little bit before, and I know, from our chat, we saw that this is one of the key challenges that cooperatives have, that they don't know how to work together, or they don't often collaborate as for a shared community. Again, AI can benefit this. It can help the sharing, help federations to share cooperative data, coordinate logistics. It would also potentially help to scale collective action to provide data and insight on cooperative communities. One of the key problems that we've had, the key difficulties we've had at .coop, is to understand, excuse me, is to understand the data on cooperatives. And AI might provide some solutions to us being able to access good data on cooperatives to enable us to understand better how to tailor our approach. However, the challenge here is that while it can also help us work collectively together and to work together and to see each other, it could also end up causing proprietary silos, in the fact that an organization may no longer be isolated by its regional place or its linguistic challenges or otherwise, but it might actually end up being isolated by the fact that it does not use the same proprietary software as other cooperatives around it, so that in effect it becomes digitally siloed. And that's a challenge that may become more prevalent as more AI solutions become available. And lastly, community benefit and concern for community as a key principle. So the benefit here is the fact that AI can be used for community benefit. And of course, we're actually seeing community benefit in action from AI tools. There are new medicines, new medical advances coming out used from AI input. We have some optimizing renewable energy and developing local food systems, particularly mitigating climate change and putting in food growth programs. These can also all help to benefit the community in which they're operating. However, this also comes with a big challenge in the misuse of AI, i.e., increased surveillance and data exploitation. And even when we look at the environmental costs of the computation of AI and how much energy it costs to run the systems, these could end up inadvertently harming the very communities that the AI is being put in place to assist. So I think I'd like to also go back to the chat again here. Now we've talked a little bit about how AI can influence the cooperative principles. What do you think that cooperatives could or should do to enable the benefits of AI and to minimize the negatives? Is there anything that you can think of off the top of your head now that you think cooperatives should engage in when it comes to making the maximum benefit that we can from AI software and tools? And what kind of challenges do you think, what maybe could cooperatives do to avoid some of those risks that I've highlighted there? Please, if you have any ideas or points, then please share them in the chat, and I'll highlight them in just a second. So to talk more specifically about AI, how AI can benefit us and what it can do for us, there are a couple of different specific points that we can look at. In the fact that automation can improve efficiency, and AI tools can be used by cooperatives to be more efficient in tasks. In the modern world, we're facing a lot of high costs and increasing inflation, and the use of AI can end up freeing up time and money for businesses to build themselves sustainably. As we've seen before, it can also democratize the access to expertise. And AI can make expertise easier to access. And we'll have a look at some case studies in just a minute of how in Africa of how AI has been making expertise easier to access in hard to reach locations, which can help lower the barrier for small co-ops. AI can also help to support sustainability with data-driven decisions. So by analyzing data in ways that we've not seen before and providing insights, it can improve sustainability and the resilience. And this will help cooperatives to thrive. And the more cooperatives that are surviving and thriving, then the more the community will grow and the more we are able to have an impact on the wider business ecosystem. It may also inspire new cooperative AI models. This is a theory that is being discussed now, I know, in many areas of the cooperative ecosystem, but the rise of AI itself could even inspire new types of platform co-ops. We could end up with worker-owned AI services, ethical data trusts, or even a cooperatively governed generative AI tools. This is probably a long way off, but we can dream that we would have an AI that is trained specifically on cooperative data. And in that case, then the cooperative member users of such an organization would be able to get tailor-made answers and information for the kind of questions that they're asking, which would be extremely beneficial for the cooperative business network. However, there comes with some challenges that we need to be well aware of. And one of the key things is the concentration currently of AI power into large corporations. And AI development is dominated at the moment by a few actors, and this risks undermining the cooperative values of democratic ownership and local control. Of course, using a very highly power concentrated tool within the cooperative network does can risk running against the principles of the cooperative movement. And this links also to bias and fairness concerns. AI, again, is currently being trained in many ways without permission across vast swathes of human data, and that will no doubt throw up existing inequalities. And without cooperative oversight, we could end up unintentionally disadvantaging large members of marginalized communities by the inequalities based off of human data that the AI is being trained upon. Some of the key problems as well that we also seeing in action in our world today are the ethical risks of surveillance, manipulation, and jobs and skill loss. AI can be used for all of these, profit maximization as well, in ways that are absolutely contrary to cooperative principles. One of the interesting challenges that we're seeing now is, it's been in the news lately in the United Kingdom here, that we are in an unprecedented jobs drought. And there have been a 3-year loss, or a year-on-year loss, of the amount of jobs available for unemployed workers here in the United Kingdom, which has never been seen before in such scale. Now, there are many economic factors which are impacting the lack of jobs available for the UK market at the moment, but it is recognised that one of the contributing factors to this jobs drought is the fact that there is a rising significant job loss to the use of AI tools. And as that continues to accelerate, we are likely to see more and more job loss taking place, which will have, again, serious knock-on effects for the stability of the economy. There is also a risk of skill gap in the fact that, yes, the AI software is available and the technology and the data is available to all, but not all cooperatives would have the technical expertise to adopt AI responsibly. And this creates a digital divide between the larger, well-resourced co-ops that might easily be able to integrate AI into their business structure, and smaller grassroots ones that would be disadvantaged by the fact that they cannot spare the resources or the staffing to be able to fully benefit from AI tools. So there's some key challenges there that will also need to be very much kept at the forefront when we look at the way that AI and cooperatives will interact. So we'll have a look at some case studies here on AI case studies, and having a look at how the AI has already been making an impact within some of the communities within Africa. So I'm using some news sources here and academic sources. So first of all, a report released in July last year by the GSM Association found that in most use cases of AI in Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa were in the agriculture and food security sectors. So again, to mitigate the issue of food insecurity. And I'm going to show you here the link, so you'll be able to follow the link and find the story. This is a story that was published last year in The Guardian, and it highlights the fact that Kenyan farmers have been deploying AI to increase their food productivity, and they're using apps and small-scale AI technology to help guide them on the best way to plant and use their chemical fertilizers on their crops. And this is a way that enables them to save money and also to be the most effective in their small-scale farming operations. And this is helping with food security and sustainability for these farmers. Secondly, an organization called Opportunity ran an acceleration incubator for humanitarian workers across the world to pitch AI-based ideas and then develop them alongside mentors from institutions like Microsoft and Amazon. So this is using large organizations to incubate free-to-use AI tech solutions. And this is from an article in Time. And this talks about the fact that the new non-profit AI initiatives seeking to aid teachers and farmers in rural Africa. And in the past, the rural farmers in Malawi have been seeking advice about their crops and animals from a generative AI chatbot. So very similar in the fact. But again, this is sort of very, very large corporate organizations are crowdfunding these digital tech solutions, but it is no doubt having a real impact on assisting these humanitarian workers. Another key case study here is with the first of its kind tool within the African context. Kwame for Science has the potential to enable the delivery of scalable, cost-effective and quality remote education to millions of people across Africa. So this isn't a news article, this is actually an academic paper which is available at this link to access. And this talks about using AI teaching assistants for science education in West Africa. And it highlights that Africa has a high student to teacher ratio, which can limit students' access to learning support that they need. And a bilingual AI teaching assistant for this kind of education is exactly the kind of solution that they need in order to address those issues. So an excellent case study there of AI being used. And lastly, I managed to find an example of a cooperative partnership within Africa. One that you may have heard of is that Space AI, as part of a partnership, is deploying its cutting-edge AI technology to help digitize Tuyo Cooperative. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Please, anybody can help me correct my pronunciation. I'd be happy to pronounce that correctly. Is helping to digitize their entire value chain. And again, you'll be able to read a little bit more about this on the link, but they are using AI tech solutions to enhance the company's transparency and efficiency from its milk collection to off-taking processes. So they are using AI through the whole chain of production in order to make it as efficient and beneficial as possible. And that is a cooperative in action there, using AI to benefit its business system. Okay, so I'd like to just summarize here on AI. So in summary, AI offers both empowerment and risks for cooperatives. And I think this is a theme that is mapped across many of the different sectors and landscapes of the global business ecosystem. We're in a period of immense volatile growth and opportunity now at the moment. And I think cooperatives are going to be at one of the forefronts here of using AI to help them with their sustainability, but also must be well aware of some of the risks and challenges that are inherent in the use of AI tools. Ownership, governance, and education are critical. Cooperatives and their leadership will need to be very proactive and energetic when leading the discussion on AI, and we need to make sure that the voice calling for principles and values-led AI solutions is extremely loud. The cooperative principles provide a framework for the use of ethical AI, and there is a chance now for the cooperative community to role model what it looks like to bring together a diverse community operating across the entire world and operating in almost every sector of human endeavor, to be guided and led by a set of principles and values which will benefit all of these organizations together. I think the cooperatives can really provide a role model for that, and by being very vocal about how this can also be mapped onto the AI sphere, we can ensure that there is a place for that within the changing pace of technological solutions. Practical examples show that innovation in agriculture, education, language, and business, these are having an effect now, as we've seen from some of the case studies there. We are actively in a world where AI is being used in end-to-end business processes and is having a direct impact on the very businesses that we are operating. And I think some of these African initiatives highlight the use of inclusive and localized AI applications, and will give you some encouragement to look at some of the local solutions that you have around you, and maybe even through your network of cooperatives and using Principle 6, cooperatives working together with cooperatives to engage with these organizations and to learn from them and understand how we can use AI collectively for the common cooperative good. Just going to have a little look again here at the chat. Hello, yes, it's nice to see you, Aboyden. Nice to see you there. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, financial management and transparency. Yes, exactly. We have AI-powered accounting tools can also be used to help. Accounting is a critical business requirement that almost every business will need some level of expertise in, and AI can help with that. Absolutely, I agree with AI being a veritable tool. Thank you very much, Ravi. You may have already gone, but it's great to have had you join us. So excellent. I think some excellent points there as well. So I'd like to leave about 20 minutes now for some questions and some sign off. And I'd like to reiterate my call to all of you to be involved, to reach out to me at tom@identity.coop if you would require any kind of expertise or some insight into how to use the identity tools. We do have .coop domain retailers across the whole world. They manage many different prices. You can see those on the identity.coop website domain under the buy section, and you'll be able to find global solution providers. And we're happy to assist you in any questions that you have about the verification or the use of such tools. So please don't hesitate to reach out and talk to me if you have any particular questions about that at all. We are more than happy to help. If you're going to be at the Ministerial Congress in October, then as I said before, please do say hello to Morris if you see him there in person. You can ask him any questions, and if you are interested in joining the World Map as a data provider with your public member data, then also please do reach out. And lastly, I'd also like to remind everyone that if you have a great story of your cooperative, if your cooperative is engaged in new projects or ambitious new plans, then please head to stories.coop and fill out the web form there and add your cooperative to the publishing list, because we will publish those stories for the whole world to see. We have many thousands of people visiting that website every month. So you will have global visibility by using that tool. So thank you very much for that. So I'll exit that, and I'd like to open up for questions.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Tom. Thank you for the presentation. It was a powerful presentation, and I know that our participants for today would have gained a lot concerning cooperatives, AI, and a cooperative identity. So not just to waste most of our time, I would like to welcome any question from our participants. So if you have any question, kindly raise up your hand and unmute your mic so that you ask your question. If you have any question concerning cooperatives, AI, and then especially cooperative identity, if you have anyone. Do we have anyone that asks any question?
I'm hoping this is a good sign that I covered all the bases.
Hello, Mr. Tom.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Abiodun Paul from Ogun State Cooperative Federation Limited, sir. I want to appreciate,
Hello.
it's not a question per se, sir. Not a question per se. So I just want to appreciate your time and your efforts. The presentation is very simple and well understood. And I want to assure you that we are going to put in place an action plan that will ensure that all we have learned so far, we put them into place and into action. So once again, on behalf of Oscofed Limited, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you very much, Mr.
That gives me a lot of encouragement. Thank you very much. And yes, anybody who is thinking of doing the same, I would encourage them, of course, if you require any further assistance or strategic input, then please do contact us, because we are more than willing to provide assistance for anybody who wishes to use the tools or to discuss further any of the points I made today.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Mr. Otinwa, do you have any question for Tom? Hello, Mr. Otinwa.
Maybe a mute issue there.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Jala. Okay. Maybe don't think we have anyone that asks question. And Tom, are you coming to Kenya in October?
No, actually, I don't have any question. Thank you so much, Mr. Tom.
Okay.
We really enjoyed the presentation. On this note, I would have loved you to drop more of your details in case you have any challenges regarding and how to use this COP. We'll be able to reach out for more direction. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. On behalf of Lapo Staff Multipurpose Cooperative, we say thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've just put my email in the chat, so you feel free to reach out via email there. You can also contact us via our social media platforms and support at identity.coop for domain-related questions. But I'd advise if you would like to further this discussion, then you reach out to me directly via email. I'm afraid even though I would much wish to come and visit Kenya in October, I'm afraid it's not going to be possible for me personally to visit. As I said before, that my colleague Morris from Malawi will hopefully be there. Though, as per our global strategy to invest a lot of our strategic effort into the African continent to help grow the data picture and to help grow the use and awareness of the tools, I know that we will be collaborating with a lot of different organizations around the continent who we've already begun discussions with. So potentially, I feel that maybe if there is a Pan-African conference in a similar way next year, then we will assign some budget so that I can travel to visit. It's been a few years since I visited in 2018, so I think it would be great for me next year to come and meet some of you in person. So watch this space.
No problem. No problem then. So if you have any question, any suggestion for Mr. Tom.
Well, one thing I would like to say is just I'd like to thank you, Mr. Adeyemi, for inviting me to speak today. And I'd like to also thank the Ogun State Cooperative Federation and the Youth Network for bringing me on board and offering me the opportunity to engage directly with the Nigerian cooperative community and beyond. It's been a great opportunity for us to speak to you directly. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you also for accepting our invitation. Thank you. And I want to appreciate the entire crew, the entire team of Coop Identity, and yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. In the absence of no question, maybe can we open our camera for photograph? Please, let's open our camera for photograph, please.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
I have a question.
Hello,
Can I speak up?
everyone.
Please, let's open our camera for photograph.
Osas, Mr. Oti, well done. Oh.
You are there. Wadomo.
Mr. Yemi, let us know when you are done, please. Mr. Yemi, Alpha. No.
We are done. We are done with the photograph. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I sincerely.
So I want to appreciate everybody for joining us this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. And I want to appreciate Mr. Tom again. Thank you for supporting us. And also, Mr. Tom, I'll be glad. Maybe we are going to have another discussion via email so that we discuss on how most of our cooperative here in Nigeria can have access to .co, and then you also can assist them to have that. Yes, I know we are going to talk more on that later. Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate everybody for joining. Mr. Kelly from Lapo Cooperative, Staff Cooperatives, Dala for Lapo Staff Cooperative, Ademola Feishara, we appreciate you for coming. Mr. Sadiku Kazim, we appreciate you for coming. Mr. Otinwa, Oyedele Joseph, Osenwanke, thank you for coming. Christopher, Dr. Lusojo, thank you for coming. And we appreciate everybody. Sonia, we appreciate you thank you for coming. Everybody, we say thank you. We are hoping forward to see you next month, where we are going to have another cooperative conversation. So thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.